What's up, everybody? It's Danny at Big Blue Power Hour. Got some big news for the New York Giants this week, so lots to talk about. The first thing on everyone's mind is probably, what we definitely did want to hear. We definitely did want to lose Saquon Barkley, but unfortunately, he signed with the Eagles, and that's the one team I definitely did not want him to uh, to go to. It sucks that he's a Philadelphia Eagle. But it is what it is. You know, I, I hate losing Barkley. Lost McKinney as well, but we weren't going to pay him $17 million a year. That was a massive deal he got from the Packers. But losing Barkley sucks, but it sucks even more. He went to our division rival. So unfortunately, he's a Philadelphia Eagle. Um, Joe Shane had a number. We had a feeling he wasn't going to be here. I was hoping he would go to the Texans, but it is what it is. Hey, Ali, what's going on? What's going on? Talking about some free agency, losing Barkley, then losing McKinney went to the Packers, which is good for him. But the Giants just weren't going to pay $17 million a year. The situation they're in, the needs they have, or they had. I think they filled a couple of needs so far. UConn one says it sucks, but what the Giants are doing makes total sense, and they are addressing what has been needed uh, to be addressed for years. What's the offensive line? We'll talk about that. Um, is Joe Morris coming back? I wish. Uh, I think we signed a good running back, but yeah, Joe Morris is old school. That'd be nice to get one of those old school guys back, but unfortunately, we'll have to have Devin Singletary is a good signing. I'll talk about that. But Barkley going to the Eagles just sucks. For us Giants fans, I was pissed off like the other day about it, but it is what it is. Um, Harris was a good signing. So, but free agency wise, yeah, I was gonna say Harris. Yeah, Singletary was a good signing. We'll talk about the free agents, but UConn one. What do you feel about losing Barkley? I mean, it sucks. I mean, it just sucks that he went to the Eagles, but it's not like they were winning with him anyway. Like Odell, they had Odell, but weren't winning with him. It would have been nice if we could have traded him and gotten something for him, but I think they may get a comp pick. I'm not positive, but it is what it is. So we'll have to live with Devin Singletary. Let's see. I was expecting it, but it sucks he had to be the Eagles. Yeah, it's like the one team, but we'll move on. We got a another good pass rusher. Dexter Lawrence. We got Thibodeau. So got Roche. So we'll see what happens. You know, the Eagles probably going to be better than us again, but hopefully won't be in the shitter early on. But yeah, also losing McKinney. Like I said, UConn won. We can't give a safety $17 million. So it says could be worse. Could be a Cowboys fan. Hey, Spec. Hey, the Cowboys have more titles than us. They have like no cap space. But losing Barkley sucks. I would have liked to have cut McKinney. They signed Jalen Mills. I don't know his contract details, but I don't really know about him. I think he was on the Patriots. It doesn't seem like a. It seems like a massive downgrade to me. So Giants might be looking for a safety in the draft, just coming up in like a month and a half here. So, but yeah, but gonna move on from Barkley. He's as we say, he's an Eagle now, so f him. Just like Cowboys fan would say if if he went to the Eagles, like the same thing. I don't think it would have been as bad if he went to the Cowboys. So, yeah, but now we'll talk about the new additions. Brian Burns, I think is the biggest move they made in free agency. I know it's a risky move, but it's a $141 million deal. So they traded their number 39 and number 41 overall for Brian Burns, who would I like to see improve his numbers, but his skill you know is great. He's really fast, really quick, pure pass rusher. Um, so like I really like the move. His cap hit's going to be $23.5 million this year. So a 5-year, $141 million contract. Sign bonus of $25 million. 87.5 guaranteed. So that that's not bad. Base salary of 18, sign bonus of 5. So he's going to get 23.5 this year. That's not 30 million. Next year it'll be 27, but I think that's a really good move. You get a really good pass rusher on the other side, Thibodeaux, with Dexter Lawrence. Maybe get some more defensive talent up front in the draft. I think that's a really excellent move that gives you another legitimate pure pass rusher. Obviously, like I said, I'd like to see him get double-digit sacks for what we're paying him, but it's 23.5. That's not bad for this year. It's 27, 27 and change, 27 million change in the next couple of years, 25 and 26. So, that's not bad, and the cap will go up. And also, I smelled something burn yesterday. Yeah. Brian Burns, baby. Yeah, I like Brian Burns. I mean, he looks like an exciting player. Uh, I love the move. You give up your first, second round pick. You had the extra one from Seattle. So you basically traded the 2 picks you got from Seattle. Uh, we kept their pick and traded ours, and just basically swapped that for Brian Burns. So that's a really good move, I think. I think it'll have a good impact on the defense, on the pass rush. So, like I said, I really like that signing. It shows some aggressiveness by Shane. It did they didn't start out very well, but it finished pretty strong. Um, then the next signing we had was Jon Runyan, which is, I think, an excellent signing. He's a solid pass blocker. He's not a great run blocker, but he's better than what we had for sure. So, I think that's another really good signing. You signed a 3-year, $30 million contract with a $7.5 million signing bonus, $17 million guaranteed, now retired $10 million. I think we're paying him 7.5. Let's see, $6.5 million this year. So they pushed some of the money down the road, but 17 guaranteed. So I think Jon Runyan's an excellent signing. I don't know if they're going to put him at right guard or left guard because he played left guard before. A little bit better as a left guard, but yeah, Eileen says we need O-line help, and that's what they addressed. I'm glad that they spent their money, in two of the positions they picked up. They really spent their money wisely. We got good players. The other, so I think Runyan's a really good signing. It's not like the best guard out there, but what some of the guards are getting paid. Like some of these guards are getting paid $20 million a year now. So, like that's a lot of money. So Jon Runyan's a New York Giant for 3 years. 2 years guaranteed. Basically, that's 17 million for him. Like I said, he's a solid pass blocker. I'd say his run blocking needs work, but we'll see what Priscilla, the new offensive line coach, could do. And then another offensive line we got. I think he's a really solid tackle. Jermaine Eluemunor, I think is how you say his name. I haven't said it right. 2 years, $14 million. You basically pay him $7 million this year. So it's average $7 million a year. He's a really solid pass blocker and a really, really good run blocker. Like he's a road grader. Like he can run people over. He's got some power. Like he took Thibodeaux and like gave him that slap and like knocked him to the ground twice when we played him. You can remember when Runyan's dad was getting murked by Stern? Yes. But I like the Runyan signing. I think he's a solid player. He's not great, but like I said, it's better than what we had. It's definitely better than what they had. Without a doubt. So get him for $7 million this year. I think, it's smart. 2-year moves are addressing your biggest need, which is probably offensive guard, and tackle. And Eluemunor plays really good tackle. He might take Evan Neal's job, so it gives Evan Neal a little bit of competition, which I think is good. Since Neal is struggling, I think it's a smart signing for them. Maybe we'll say Evan Neal kick to guard. So another really solid move they made was a 3-year deal for Devin Singletary for $16.5 million. Includes signing bonus of 3.79, 3.75 million, $9.5 million signing bonus. So he'll get $5.5 million this year. So I think Devin Singletary is a solid running back. He's no Saquon Barkley, obviously, but being that it seems like we got 2 upgrades on the offensive line, this guy's got good vision. He's a tough runner. He's reliable. He's dependable. That's the thing about all the free agents we've signed. They're all dependable. They have no injuries and anything like that. Paul Spencer said, "What's up, buddy? Everyone got better except the trash of the division. Now the draft helps you, the Commanders, even more with holes." Yep. Like, I think the Giants filled a couple holes. I still think they're going to draft some offensive linemen. Still think they're going to draft a receiver. We'll see if they go quarterback or wide receiver with pick 6. I really don't know. But Devin Singletary, I think, is a good signing. He could definitely contribute. Like I said, he's no Barkley, but he's reliable. He's only missed 1 game in 4 seasons. He's a former Bill for 3 years, so Dable and Shane have some familiarity with him. So the signing makes sense. You had to get somebody. We'll see if they draft a running back. I don't suspect they'll go with Gray and just him in the backfield and Brightwell. I don't expect that to happen. But it's another really good signing, solid move. Isaiah McKenzie they also brought in for wide receiver depth from the. He played with the Bills a couple years ago, had a solid season. Didn't really do much last year, but I think that's a solid depth signing by them. Says Paul Spencer says, "My son went played football with Runyon at St. Joe's Prep. I'll reach out to my son for you. You never know. Yeah, it'd be cool to get him on the show, interview him. He's still young. That's another theme a lot of the free agents. They really are young. They're 25 or younger. So, and reliable and dependable. They don't get hurt. And then Jalen Mills, I don't really know much about him. He doesn't seem like like I said, he seems like a downgrade to me, without a doubt. So I suspect the Giants are going to look for safety in the draft, and there are definitely some good safety prospects in the draft, without a doubt. So, a couple other signings. They signed, and I forgot it in my banner here. But like I said, they upgraded their offensive line, upgraded their pass rush, got some depth at wide receiver. I signed a solid running back. I suspect he'll be the number 1 guy. It makes the most sense. And then some other signs. They brought back Gunnar Olszewski, who was our kick returner last year. We signed him probably towards the tail end of the year, but he did well for us. They brought back depth for Carter Coughlin, and Casey Kreider, long stopper. He need a long stopper. They also signed Drew Lock, which I think is obviously it's going to be for a backup. I don't know, like I said, if the Giants are going to take quarterback or not. It's really tough to tell. I really can't say. They signed Drew Lock for $5 million. That's guaranteed. So it's costing a pretty penny for a backup quarterback these days. Tyrod Taylor signed, a pretty good deal with the Jets as a backup, which is something they actually desperately need. So, but like I said, adding Brian Burns, I really like what Shane did. He spent money wisely in free agency. Which is smart. You weren't winning with Barkley anyway, so you had to let him go. Would have been nice to keep him. I found years ago we offered him a similar deal a couple of years ago, and he refused it. So sayonara to Barkley is an Eagle now. I can really care less. I hope he doesn't have a good season, but he probably will. Hopefully, he doesn't run all over us. But like I said, it really sucks that he's an Eagle. But I wouldn't say this really, affects their draft at all. Maybe not getting a pass rusher. Maybe you'll get some more, linebacker upfront depth in the draft. But I think the Giants are going to address cornerback. I think they need another cornerback. They need a safety. I think they definitely need another weapon, especially if Waller's going to retire. I mean, if Waller's not in it, he needs to just go. He just needs to, retire and pack it in because there's no sense having him here, and he was a major disappointment last year. So, but I think this, sets them up nicely. We'll see who else they sign. But the first day of free agency was really good. Making that trade for Burns, your second and fifth round pick. You get some talent. The contract is a little high, but 23.5 million. I mean, top pass rushers are getting that. He has that potential. That's what I like about Brian Burns. I think that's why Shane made that move. He sees potential. He's still young. He's extremely athletic, quick off the ball. Like I said, he'll be good for this defense. Shane Bowen's going to like him. Shane Bowen's going to, you know, use him. I would use him all over the place. Stand him up, put him down. But we'll see what Bowen's going to play. If he's going to play predominantly a 4-3, Wick Martindale. I like this scheme to an extent, but his is not like a pure pass rushing scheme, and that way you have two good pass rushers. It makes perfect sense, and you have Dexter Lawrence in between. We'll see if the other tackle is going to be Roche, or if it's going to be the defensive tackle. I can't remember his name right now. They got last year on the draft. So some big changes for for the Giants. There's been a lot of talk about JJ McCarthy, and I don't really know if he's really worth a number 6 pick. Like I said, it depends on who's really there at number 6. Are 3 quarterbacks going to go in the draft? It's really tough to tell, to be honest. I would be like totally mad at it. I mean, if Shane likes him, if that's the guy he wants to pick, it's the guy he wants to pick. I would think you would be looking at a Mayer, a Caleb Williams, or even a Jaden Daniels. Because I'd say JJ McCarthy is probably 4th or 5th, best prospect in the draft. And I don't know if you want to use a high pick. I'd rather pick a Malik Neighbors at wide receiver. He could be a good weapon. You can pick Oduzier. If what you like isn't there, you can always trade down and suspect that. I don't think they have enough to trade up, to be honest, because they just trade one of their second round picks. They probably have to trade another one. So, but like I said, I like what Joe Shane did for, in this free agency period so far. You still have somebody left, but you're going to need money to sign, your draft class, whoever that might be. If you draft a quarterback, you're paying, $5 or $6 million the first year. Somewhere around that on average for the rookie contract. So we'll see what they do with the draft, but like I said, Joe Shane addressed. Let's see. I'm not really too sure, to be honest. I mean, all your free agents are pretty much gone, like the ones that I wanted. But there's no one really that I could really think of, and they already spent a lot of their money. So there's no one, really on my wish list that I would like to get. I wanted to get a new way. That offensive lineman, that's a guy I wanted to get. There's another guy, Huff is another guy I would have liked to have gotten. I think the Giants, wanted to get him. Earlier free agency, Mike Evans, but he signed that contract. And I don't even know what free agents are left, to be honest. But like I said, I think the Giants did well in free agency. I think they did better than a lot of teams. A lot of teams had a lot more money. We had about 41 million in cap space. So, but like I said, I like what the Giants did. I don't know much about Jalen Mills at all, really. Like I said, I think they're going to be getting someone in the draft for that. So, but I would say, is anybody really on my wish list? I think the Giants did as much as they could. They gave that big contract to Burns. You spent $30 million on 17 million guaranteed. You pay out that guaranteed money. Yeah, it's a good start. Exactly. Like I said, you're still going to probably draft some offensive linemen in the draft because you can always use more offensive linemen. A lot of our offensive linemen got hurt last year, and hopefully Andrew Thomas stays healthy. That's why I like that Illuminor signing. It's because if Thomas happens to get hurt again, which he has the past couple of seasons, you have a guy you can put in there that can play left tackle for you. That will be serviceable. That will be better than having guards play right tackle, which is what we had last year. Yeah, the offensive line from last year was one of the worst in the NFL. Would I have liked to have gotten some other, free agents and offensive linemen? Of course, but getting Runyon and getting Illuminor is, I think it's a good job by Joe Schoen. And you addressed your needs. You could sign Barkley back, but and sign McKinney, but you're not going to have the offensive line that additions that you added. So, but let's hope that that tackle signing, Illuminor, lights a fire under Evan Neal's behind, because he really needs to show that he could do something. We have the new offensive line coach Priscilla from the Raiders. So maybe Illuminor can help Neal and teach him a bit. Because he's going to be a swing tackle and he'll take his job, like I said, if he doesn't perform. Because Evan Neal's been a big disappointment so far. But I like competition. Competition is good. Hopefully that will push Evan Neal to do better, perform better. Because we really need him to step up. He was a high pick. You don't want to be a wasted pick. And if he can't do it, maybe you kick him inside the guard. That may be better where he's suited. As much as guards are going for, it makes sense. I think that's really why Joe Shea made that move, signing another tackle that could push him a bit and challenge him a bit. And if Neal can't do it, then you have a guy that could step in and start. So like I said, I don't know if Runyon's going to play left guard or right guard, but I would draft another guard. I like I think his name is Graham Barton from Duke, and there's also another guard, Hayes from UConn, that I really like in the draft. I mean, you got some, free. You get Eric Armstead still there. Tyron Smith, he gets hurt a lot. The tackle. You have Justin Simmons out there, the safety. I might have liked him better, but I don't know what he's asking for. Chase Young is out there, I think. You got Mike Williams in the Chargers. These guys are all getting up there in age. Jadeveon Clowney, he's 31. Kevin Zeitler, guard, 34. He's getting up there. I like the Drew Lock idea. I like Drew Lock too. I think Drew Lock is an interesting signing. I don't know if they're going to be able to make something, but he seems like a capable backup if he gets a little more coaching. He played well last year. So I like Drew Lock. I think it's a solid signing. Signed him for $5 million, but to get a good backup, you're gonna have to pay out some money, unfortunately, these days. Eileen C says, will they draft a quarterback or will Tommy Cutlets be? I don't expect them to keep Tommy DeVito. If they draft a quarterback, I think Drew Lock would be the third string guy. You're not going to put the rookie at third string. But is Daniel Jones going to be ready? I think this might be a move, and maybe Drew Lock will start week 1. Especially if Jones is not ready. You signed him for $5 million. That's guaranteed. But I'm interested to see if the Giants do take a quarterback or not. Like I said, I'm going to say it's 50-50. It all depends on who's there and who they like. If they think a guy's going to follow them at 6, then take your quarterback. It makes sense. You did improve the offensive line a little bit. You have Andrew Thomas. If Neil can't do, you have Illuminor on the right side, and he could start. That solidifies that. You have JMS, who should be better. Then you have Runyon. That seems like a better offensive line to me, and maybe it's a preparation to take a quarterback. If they wouldn't have went offensive line, maybe they would have been going it in the draft. Like if they wouldn't have signed offensive line, if they signed Barkley or something, or signed McKinney and did something else. But I don't think Tommy Cutlets will be back. It's a great story. But Drew Lock is a more capable quarterback, I think, if you had to play him. So, like I said, we'll see if they draft a quarterback. I really can't say. But like I said, I like the moves they made so far. Brian Burns is an exciting prospect. He's got immense talent. You gave up the 2nd and the 5th for him. You have another 2nd-round pick. You paid him a big salary, but he's got great potential, like I said. And I really like that move. You got 2 quality offensive linemen. So let's see. TJ says, "Is this a throwaway rebuild year if Dane Dimes doesn't get back healthy?" I'd say yeah. I'd say so. A lot of people don't really think Daniel Jones could do anything, but I think he could be just above average if he has a good offensive line, if he has protection. Like he got destroyed last year, and I'm not going to say he performed well, but it could be. And some people are impatient. Some people want success right away, and I think that it's going to take like another year. They probably overachieved the first year of Dable and Shane, but I like what Shane's doing. I hate to lose Barkley. Hate that he's an Eagle. I don't like losing McKinney, but you have to prove yourself in the trenches, and they've done that slightly with the moves they've made. I expect them to take another guard in the draft, but if Jones isn't healthy, maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe Shane's like, but if Shane's like, I'm taking a quarterback at number 6, or I know I'm trading up for a quarterback or something like that, that may be the plan all along. But the Drew Lock signing tells me that Drew Lock's going to be starting. So, like I said, is he going to take a quarterback? Does he like a Jaden Daniels? Does he like a JJ McCarthy? But I don't think Jones will be ready week 1. When he tore his ACL like week 5 last year. So, he may be ready, but I'm not really sure. Can't really tell until the spring workouts come, until camp comes, to, if he's has full reps. But it could be, they are rebuilding technically. It says, that makes sense. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe if they want to take a quarterback 2nd round, maybe they'll take best player available at number 6. They have one of the quarterbacks there. You take a Bo Nix. If McCarthy fell, you could take him. You could take a Penix. I don't really know what they want to do. They had to pick 47, I think. So that may be what they do. Take a quarterback and let him learn, let him sit a year, and then have him step in. You'll get rid of Jones. And then I guess you'll figure out who your backup's going to be. It says, when is Jones' 5th-year sign due, or they have already signed it? Well, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. They gave him a new contract. So Daniel Jones is due like way more this year. They paid him 19 this year. They have an out next year. So next season is the year they have their out. So basically, it was a 2-year contract where they had out the last 2. But remember, they didn't pick up his 5th year. Like he didn't get his 5th year picked up. And then he had the season he had, and they paid him that $160 million deal. Yeah, let me look up what he's worth. Yeah, I'm gonna look what I forget what the cap hit is. I'm just gonna look it up again. Let's see. Yeah, so we got 15 last year. He's getting 47 million this year. So they pushed half that deal to this season. And I don't like that number. His cap hit before 122 and a half dead cap. This year it's 69 million. Brian, Eagles fan here. Props to your GM on signing a few free. Says, why no offer to Barkley? I think that the deal that Shane offered him 2 years ago was like 3 years, 36 million or something like that. It was very similar, and he knew that Barkley was going to want like 13 million, 12. I don't think he wanted to go higher than that. I would have done a counter offer, but I wonder if Barkley even gave him a chance. I wonder if Barkley just made that deal and said, "Oh, I'm going to the Eagles," because I really read about it because I was so pissed off. But I think Shane had a certain number. He knew he wasn't going to be able to meet it, and they're not winning with Barkley. The Giants don't have a good offensive line. Uh, I kind of think Shane had no choice but to move on. I hate to say it, but I think after they couldn't get something done in 2022, they couldn't get something done last year long term. I don't think Shane was willing to go above that number. So, like I said, you can have Barkley, but you're not improving in the trenches. You're not improving the offensive line. So, I kind of understand where he's coming from. I would have rather kept McKinney, but he knew he wasn't going to be paying a safety $17 million. And Joe Shane isn't like that. Joe Shane typically isn't like that. Like he was like that in Buffalo. So, but he should be good for you guys. Hopefully he stays healthy. That's kind of been his injury. He tore his ACL. He has some nagging injuries, every season. But he's a good player. I wish him the best. But he's an Eagle now. He could f off. I can't root for him. Sorry. I wish him all the best, but he's an Eagle. And good luck to the Eagles this season. Um, Adam Glenn says, "Are you mad at Barkley?" No, but like I said, he's an Eagle now. That's the enemy. So, yeah, if one of your favorite players, was going to your arch rival, you wouldn't like it either. But it is what it is, you know. TJ says, I think our OC was interested in his catching ability. Yeah, he did catch out of the backfield, and that's what I'd use him. Like, I think he's going to be good for the Eagles. I hate to say it, but I would use him in the screen game. He's going to have behind a much better offensive line. So, for the Eagles, it makes sense. I think they're going to use him well, and if he stays healthy, that's a big upgrade for the Eagles. Um, they picked Jones over Barkley. I mean, you have to realize that the Giants, Shing was kind of in a tough spot. Jones had a consistent season the year before. Won him a playoff game. He started playing really well towards the end of the year, especially. With like no wide receivers, pretty much. Pretty much one of the worst wide receiving groups in the whole NFL. So I don't like the contract, but the year they had, maybe they thought they were better than they actually were. I definitely think they overachieved, but it is what it is. Uh, they weren't going to be able to give Barkley or McKinney those deals. TJ says Kellen Moore drove that trade more than anything in the building. I mean, that's why I think that for the Burns trade for us, like trading for Burns, I think Bowen had a little bit to do with that. Our new defense coordinator was like, "Oh, I like that guy," if Shane, what do you think of adding this guy? He said, "Yeah, I could really use him." In Bowen's system, I think it makes sense. Yeah, the pickup, not the trade. We made a trade for Burns, which is a great move, I think. But getting Barkley's a good move for the Eagles. I hate it, obviously. Out of all the teams you could have went to, I was hoping it wasn't the Eagles. TJ says, "What are your thoughts on Jerry Jones stating that he was all in this year and then sitting quietly if free agents begins?" Well, think about them, and they had no cap space. I think last year was their year. I think last season was the season they could have really done something. Unfortunately, they had some injuries up front. They lost. I think they lost one of their defensive players for the year. But I'm enjoying it if I'm a Giants fan. But they offered contracts the year before. They had to let one of their best pass rushers go. So I think that it's stupid for him to say all in. If they had like $50 million in cap space before free agency started, then I'd say yeah. Then you could go all in and make some signings. But they've only been able to do modest things. I think they have the team they have, and they're going to need money to sign their draft class. So, as a Giants fan, I can't say I'm upset by it, and they lose one of their better pass rushers. The offensive line was awful last year, so it kind of helps us a little bit. Eagles too. So, yeah, I didn't expect it to be a cap hell. Um, I think the addition Stephen Jones has brought in uh, are definitely didn't have them to where they're at. Um, but I usually the Cowboys are a more aggressive team in free agency. It turns out the Eagles, us, and the Washington are the more aggressive teams in the division free agency, which I didn't expect us to be that aggressive, and we were. But I think that the Cowboys have a really good team. But they don't have a lot of cap space, and I think that really you know affected them to not be really to make a lot of moves. Like I said, I think the Eagles got better, especially on offense. Added Barkley, they added Huff. That improves their pass rush. So division got better. Um, yeah, TJ says our friends at DC are probably pulling a monster if the QB works out. Yeah, like they still go with. I mean, I expect them to draft one. They still gonna. I don't know if they're gonna go with Sam Howell or they're gonna draft a quarterback. What do you think, TJ? What does everyone think? I think maybe they'll stick with Hal. Maybe they'll just draft a quarterback. I really don't know. I hope not. I would push one down to us. But the Washington is going to be a good team. I think. As always says, no cap space. They still have to extend Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons. Yeah, those are three guys you have to keep. TJ said, I think they go with Hal and draft another. Yeah. So you think they're still going to take quarterback? That way it'll push Hal. It gives them some competition. And then if Hal don't work out, you can always move on to the guy you draft. Oh, that's right. What's up, Bo? Yeah, you forgot to change your name again. It's been different like 3 different times. Yeah, Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, we'll see what they'll do in the draft this year. Bo, also known as Zoe. Cowboys are Eric Kendricks, former. That's a good signing for them. Eric Kendricks, I think, is a solid linebacker. I think he's getting up there in age, though, isn't he? Is he 30 yet? I don't know if he's over 30 yet. Uh, I think he's been on those too. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Yeah, I like Kendricks. Yeah, Vikings. He was drafted by them, and Chargers 1 year. I think he's pretty solid. He had 117 combined tackles, 30 assisted, 3.5 sacks. So I think that's a good signing for them. You know, with Parsons, and they had that guy Overshawn they drafted last year. So I think that's a solid signing for the Cowboys. You can always push money down the road. And that's what the Giants did, but I don't like that cap hit. That Daniel Jones cap hit is massive. Like it's a ridiculous cap hit. It's like almost $70 million of dead cap. So there's no way they can get rid of him. Bo says the Vikings move up in the drafts for a quarterback. I hope not, but I have a feeling they could be one of the teams that do it. They definitely need it, without a doubt. Especially if a quarterback falls. Like if the Bears don't take a quarterback, if Washington doesn't take one, if a couple make it like past us, if one makes it to 4, maybe they'll give a call to somebody. All it takes is one of those quarterbacks, high on a team's board that's in desperate need of one. The Vikings definitely need a quarterback. The Falcons have Cousins, but it wouldn't be shocking if they took one where they're at. Is Daniel Jones finished in New York, Danny? Possibly. I mean, he'd definitely be here this year. Like I said, his cap hit is massive. Like his cap hit is like 47 million this year because they pushed a lot of it to this year, and they have it's a dead cap hit of 22, so they'll have it out, but it'll cost them a little bit. So, like I said, he had 19 million last year, and he's getting like 47 million this year because they put, they pushed it down the road. Jim's being traded for me for Justin Jefferson. Yeah, right. You would want more than that. You want our first round pick, our second round pick, our third round pick. I'll been stealing TJ's stash. He says, yeah, I don't know if that's happening. Like I said, I'd rather draft a Malik Neighbors or an Aduzier. TJ says I thought the Giants would have a good spot for Russell Wilson. I would have been down for that without a doubt. He signed for $1.2 million. You have and Jones will be your backup, I guess. But that tells me maybe they think Jones will be all right, but I really don't know. But I would have loved that signing. That would have been a cheap signing for the Steelers. It's a great move. Anyone need a quarterback? I'm surprised they weren't jumping at that. The Raiders, surprised the Falcons didn't offer anything. But Pittsburgh is a little bit better than we are. Better offensive line. They traded Deontay Johnson, which was surprising. So they'll probably be drafting some weapons for him, drafting offensive line. The Steelers are a little bit better position than the Giants were. So, but I would have been perfectly fine with signing Russell Wilson for a year, $1.2 million for one season. That would have been perfect. Bo says, it'll is risk if the Vikings trade for shitty. Yeah, you would trade in the division. Have the Vikings found a quarterback yet? No, I don't think so. Oh, what am I doing? I don't think so. I think they will draft one. Like I did some mock drafts for them, and I took a quarterback second round for them. Oh, that's it. Sam Darnold. That's right. I forgot they added Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold to the rescue. Who knows? Maybe he learned a thing or two in San Francisco. Says, I agree with Brian. Surprised that hasn't happened by now. Let's see. The Falcons are set with primetime Kirk, TJ says. I wish Vic could have seen this. Oh, he would have been like, yeah, I wonder what he would have thought. Bo says, rest in peace, Vic. Rest in peace, Vic. I wonder what he would have thought of that. Like, as soon as that happened, I'm like, I wonder what he would think. I wonder what he would think about this move. Eileen says, me too, TJ. Free agency makes me miss Vic. He loved this time of year. He absolutely did. Yep, Sam Darnold's their quarterback for now, I guess. Sorry, I misread the comment. He said, have they found one? I forgot about Sam Darnold when you said that. So Sam Darnold, I think, is not a bad sign, but that makes me think that maybe the Vikings would like a quarterback in this draft. Yeah, no. He's a placeholder. That isn't good. Yeah. They found a quarterback, reliable quarterback, good quarterback? No. He's still a quarterback, technically, I guess. Bo says, TJ Eileen are trolling the hell out of me, Dave. Bounce them. I can't bounce them. Yep. I need the viewers, so I'm not bouncing any viewers if they're just talking football. Trash talking is a part of football. Real fans do that to each other. So you're gonna have to live with it, unfortunately. People troll me about the Giants. They've sucked for years. Well, worst offensive lines ever last year. I'm glad it's not 2023 anymore. So hopefully, with the additions that the Giants have made, with Runyon and Illuminor, I think that's how you say his name. I suspect their offensive line will be a lot better. Andrew Thomas needs to stay healthy though. But I'm interested to see what the Eagles do, TJ. What the Jets do, Eileen. What the Vikings do. Wow. TJ says, interesting stat, 60 different starting QBs were used last year. We all need a reliable backup quarterback, and the Eagles don't have one. That's a good point. I think Drew Lock is capable. Tyrod Taylor is capable for the Jets. Do the Saints still have what's his name? I forget his name at the moment. He's like a running quarterback. Yeah, we had Tyrod Taylor, but he got hurt. I think he's a reliable backup. Can win you some games if you protect him. Yeah, but who's even out there? Joe Flacco at like 40. Tidal says behave to Eileen. TJ says we got rid of Mariota, thank God. Now we have no one. I don't know, Bleeds. Do they only have one guy on the roster? It says, Joe Flacco went to the Colts. I didn't see that. I think that's a solid signing for them. Richardson needs to stay healthy and not run the ball as much. I think that's how he got hurt. Michael. What's up, Michael? What's going on, man? Talking some New York Giant football. Talking about the Houston Tires. I agree. I agree, TJ. But like I said, Barkley is a Giant no more. He's an Eagle, which sucks. But I'm happy we got Brian Burns. I think he's a good pass rusher. Happy we improved our offensive line. Got a solid running back. Jalen Mills, I don't know about. McKenzie, I like for depth. Brought back Olszewski, Gunnar Olszewski, the kick returner last year. Let's see. Minshew went to. Oh man, I forget where Minshew went. Someone help me in chat. I forget where he went. I've been focused on the Giants. I really don't focus on other teams. With the Raiders, I think that makes sense. I guess he's going to be their starter if they don't take a quarterback, or is it going to be the other guy they had? I forget his name at the moment. Bob Plant says, "Here we go, Steelers. Here we go." It's a great move by the Steelers. I'm surprised they traded Deontay Johnson. I don't know if you were surprised by that. But signing Russell Wilson, I think that's a great move, Bob. I think that's a really good move. Aiden O'Connell, that's the Raiders quarterback. He played well. Paul Pierce had them playing well last year. So, like I said, definitely an interesting free agency. It's not, as crazy as I thought. Some absolutely ridiculous deals for the guards. That's what I was thinking. TJ says, Jay-Z was a lazy no count fuck who was not a Steeler. Yeah, he was lazy because ever since he took that playoff, I'm like, that guy don't got work ethic. It's like Kadarius Toney. It's like the same thing. Kadarius Toney was like that. You could tell he had no work ethic and had a horrible attitude. Yeah, Bob Plitt says, DJ is becoming too much of a distraction, a problem child. Yeah. Yes, I think they're taking a quarterback with their first pick, without a doubt. The they cut they they got rid of Mac Jones like I thought they might. I definitely think they're taking a quarterback. It's probably their biggest need. Uh, Owenu stayed. He re-signed with them. So I thought, you know, but I think they're going to take quarterback without a doubt. I don't know if Washington will. I don't know if the Bears will. I think they will. I just don't know. Michael says, big mistake in Colts getting rid of Minshew. I thought he played well for them. I would have kept him. Bo says I agree. I would have kept him. Spectator 95 says Vikings are trading for Cooper Rush. LOL, Cooper Rush. Yeah. Hey, he's better than You want Tommy Cutlets, TJ? You want Tommy Cutlets, DeVito? Bo says I take Cooper Rush. He's better than Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins. Well, Kirk Cousins and Prescott don't get it done in when the games mean something. So they have that similar. They got massive contracts. Kirk Cousins got another massive contract, like $180 million. Like Mike says, I would have too. I think I was thinking, yeah. I think the Colts will be all right, but I thought they would keep Minshew after how well he played. Yeah, Moss got a cook in Cincy. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but every free agency you make a mistake. Like I said, I think the Giants not re-signing Barkley and McKinney wasn't a mistake. As crazy as it sounds, because it's made more than Tom Brady, Danny. I know. He's made $329 million in guaranteed money for all his deals, which is a lot. Too bad Cincy is a glass quarterback because they are loaded. Yeah, right. Like Burrow just like they just can't stay. He just can't stay healthy. He's got great talent. He just can't stay healthy. Yeah, it's over. It's over. It's a little over that. It's like 326. Bo says 300 million is what Cousin made for one playoff win. Like it's just amazing, like how much money he's gotten and the contracts he's gotten, and he hasn't done anything. Eli got his big contract after he won the Super Bowl. So, Cousin won the Vikings Super Bowl, then that's a different story. Then he would deserve a big contract, I think. But at least it's not like it used to be. You know, but just gonna read a couple sponsors, then we'll give my closing comments. 1-800 123 Terry Big Al Jason Fine. If you're ever a motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workers' compensation, personal injury claims, give them a call. They have 3 locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey, Philadelphia, PA, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and also in South Jersey and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So give them a call if you ever need any help, your lawyer or legal trouble, anything like that. Once again, at 1-800-123, Attorney Big Al Jason Fine. Monkey Cold Coffee, evolution of flavor infused coffee. I can actually use a cup of coffee right now, even though it's like almost 9 o'clock. Uh, need to get myself some decaf coffee. But they have their newest flavor, honey agave. Get some barrel aged honey to put in your coffee, as well as K-Cups, T-shirts, cold brew maker. Use promo code OTB Sports at the checkout at monkeycoldcoffee.com to get 10% off of your order. They make an excellent product, coming out with new flavors every day. So Monkey Cold Coffee, join the evolution of flavor infused coffee. Another comment here. TJ says FCS has some QBs on the hot seat. Yeah, Sam Howell, Dak Prescott, uh, Daniel Jones, who's probably on the way out. Hurts, I don't know if he's on the hot seat. Would you say that, TJ, as an Eagle fan? Brian, TJ? I don't know if I'd say that, but he made some key bad decisions last year. You think Hurts is on the hot seat also? Bob plays on Cousins has to be related to Mike Tomlin. Yeah, like I said, Bob, I love what the Steelers did. I thought it was a great signing. Yeah, I'd say more Sam Howell and Daniel Jones and Dak are more in the hot seat than Hurts is. TJ says, oh yeah, he gets a 1 year pass because it's 30 OC in 3 years. Yeah, that's a little annoying. In the playoff category, oh man. Yeah, Steelers have won a lot of playoff games in a while. In the playoff win category. Tomlin's an excellent coach, though. You guys haven't been below 500 since you had him. So, but I'm going to finish up in a few minutes here. But like I said, happy New York Giants have addressed their offensive line, signing Luminor from the Raiders, the right tackle. Signing guard from the Packers, John Runyon. I really love the Brian Burns move. Yeah, it's a little risky, but he's got immense talent, and I think he's going to make a big impact on this defense. I'm expecting double-digit sacks without a doubt from him. He'll definitely help the production of Thibodeaux. hopefully Bowen will be more of a pin your ears back defense than a Wick Martindale style defense. Signed Devil Singletary, I like that. I like that they brought back Olszewski. I like the Drew Lock sign as a backup. I like the McKenzie sign for wide receiver depth. So, we'll see what they do in the draft. But like I said, thank you very much for watching the show, checking in, commenting. Like and subscribe. We'll be back next week. We have to decide on the recurring day we're going to be on. It's probably going to be Tuesdays, but that'll be to be determined. We did it Monday last year, but thanks everyone for joining me. This is Big Blue Power Hour. I'll be back next week with Evan, who's working tonight. So go Giants. And I've got a couple more comments here. That's why I call him Meteor Mike. TJ says, thanks, Dave. Good show again. Bo says, great show. Good show. Smash those likes. Yeah, smash those like buttons. Hit the like button like you never had before. But this is Big Blue Power Hour, and I'll see you all next week. And have a good night, everybody. And hopefully we did some more quality moves, and we'll see how the draft goes. Good night, everybody.